students, good evening. Welcome back to the revision class. So we are dealing with the concepts or the lessons which are there for your SA1 syllabus. So the first two lessons, nutrition in plants and the nutrition in animals, they are already completed. So the next lesson is fiber to fabrics. As I told, it is not there for your syllabus. So moving to the next concept, that is heat. So before going to start this heat lesson, what are the concepts that comes under this heat? So the first one is the hotness and the coldness of a body. So what is the hot and what is the cold, that we will study. And next coming is the how the what we call the hotness of a body and coldness of a body, how we measure this one. So we have studied about the thermometers. There are two types of thermometers. One is the clinical thermometer and another one is the water. Another one is the laboratory thermometer. So I will tell you the similarities and the difference between them. And next coming is the transfer of the heat. How the transfer of the heat takes place from one body to another body. So there are mainly three steps or three types. Okay. So the first one is the conduction, convection and the radiation. So this is all the concepts that comes under this lesson. So the first one is the hotness of a body. So the where the main thing or the which is the main source for the hotness of a body? As we all know, the sun is the main source for a heat and a light, right? So from the sun we will get the heat. So we can say that the heat or the hotness is present in our surrounding. So there exists a coldness? No, obviously not exist. But where there is a hotness of a body or the hotness in the surrounding is less, then we call it as a coldness of a body. So we can observe the hotness of the body is where cup of tea which is hot, and then heating pan. So these are the example of a hot bodies. Then the example for a cold bodies, all know your favorite ice cream. So that is the example for a coldness of a body. So the next one is that how we measure the hotness of a particular body, that we in generally call it as a temperature. Right. So the device which measures the temperature, that we call it as a thermometer. So as I told, this is a device used to measure the temperature of a body. So the first one means there are two types, as I previously told, clinical thermometer. Okay, so clinical thermometer and a laboratory thermometer. Okay, so this clinical thermometer is which measures the temperature of the human body only. Means human body temperature is measured by this clinical thermometer, and this laboratory thermometer is which is used for all the purposes, like it is used in case of industries to measure the temperature of one's liquid which are using for any other purposes. So this is used in the laboratories. Okay. So these are the types of the thermometer. So what is the normal temperature of a human body? As you know, it is a 27 degrees Celsius. So this 27 degrees Celsius can be measured by the clinical thermometer. So what is the range of this clinical thermometer? Obviously 24 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. The device only the range lies between 24 to 35 degrees Celsius, and we measure the what smaller division, means least count of this clinical thermometer, and one can calculate the temperature of the human body. And this laboratory thermometer range is lies between minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. So you can observe the range here. So it is so large one. Better it is more than this clinical thermometer. So for laboratories we are going to use this laboratory thermometer, which is applicable for the temperatures like a 60 degrees Celsius, 80 degrees Celsius. So in the laboratories there are some salts or some chemicals are there which we can measure this boiling point. So their temperature is lies between 60 degrees or sometimes it is 72 degrees. For those purposes we are using this laboratory thermometer. So what are the similarities? So these two thermometers are made up of long glass tubes. In that the mercury is filled with it, so which is used for the measuring the temperature. So these are the similarities. So the difference comes is you should write the temperature difference range of these two thermometer, and it is used in the clinical purposes or in the medical field only, and this is used for laboratories, industries. Okay, so these are the types of the thermometer. So the next coming is the transfer of the heat. So how this heat is transferred from one body to another body? So this transfer of a heat is done by the main three steps, as I told: conduction, convection and the radiation. So what is called a conduction? Conduction is the process of a transfer of a heat through which heat is transferred from a hotter end to a colder end. So that process we call it as a what? Conduction. So where we are observing this conduction process? In case of when we take the glass bottle, when you dip the hot one into a one into a beaker which is filled with the hot water, and when you are put it for sometimes the other end it is also becomes what? Hot. So that process we call it as a conduction. So the next coming is a convection method. In the convection, there are two materials that comes in the conduction. So what are called them? First one is the conductors and another one is the insulators. So what are conductors and what are insulators? You all know that. So the conductor means the materials which allow the heat and electricity to pass through them easily. That we call it as a conductors. For examples, all the metals like iron, steel, aluminium, these are the conductors which allow the heat to transfer through them easily. That is a conduction. Another one is the insulators. Insulator means what? It is exactly opposite that of the conductors. It means there is no means the material which will not allow the heat and electricity to pass through them. Those are called as a insulator. Example: wood, plastic. So these are the materials which will not allow the heat to pass through them. So that's why these are called as a insulators. So what is called a conduction method? It is a process of transfer of a heat from a hotter end to a colder end. For this I have told you one activity. For that you have to consider the iron rod, and place some wax to this iron rod from a certain distance. When you started to heat this iron rod from one end, slowly all the waxes will be melted here because of the process of a heat transfer from this end to this end. So this is the conduction method. So the next one is a convection. So this conduction method is usually takes place in a solid materials. Okay. So the next coming is the convection method. So this is usually occurs in case of a liquid materials. Okay. So what is the convection method? So you can understand that here the transfer of heat takes place within the molecules, means to a lower end of the molecules to a higher end of the molecules, or from a within the molecules the heat will be transferred here. Okay, if we consider the pan and there is some water is present in this pan. When you started to heat this pan, the lower end molecules will be heated first, then they will move to upwards, and the molecules which will not heat, they will comes to downwards. So here what? The transfer of the heat is continuously takes place here. So this is what a convection method usually takes place in the liquid. So the next coming is a radiation. So what is the radiation? It is nothing but there is a transfer of a heat in the surrounding. That is nothing but the radiation. So this radiation, So the radiation is mainly takes place by the sun. Means from the sun the heat will be comes and it will be transferred to all the surrounding or to the environment. So that process we call it as the radiation. Okay. So rays are transferred to the surrounding. That is called as the radiation. So this from the rays or the sun rays, the heat is transferred in the two land breeze. So this sea breeze and a land breeze usually occurs in the beach, like where the oceans and the seas are present. There these sea breeze and a land breeze occurs. So what is called a sea breeze and what is a land breeze? Sea breeze means what? This is a type of the method where the transfer of the heat takes place during the daytime. Okay. So what happens in the daytime? The hotness from the hotness from the sun on the water is more compared to that in the land. So during the sea breeze, what happens? The land get the land get heater faster than the water. So in this case, what happens? The air in the land side will rises up and that will move towards the sea, and the whatever the cold air that will be moved towards the land. So for this, whatever the cycle present between the what land and the sea will be continuous here. So this process we call it as a sea breeze. The another one is the land breeze. So in this land breeze, you can observe it is exactly that of the sea breeze. So it is occurs during the night time. Okay. So in this case, what happens? The land gets cooler. Means land gets cooler faster than the water, and whatever the hot air is present in the sea, that will move towards the land, and the cold air will move towards the sea. So this cycle is continuous by the process called it as a land breeze. Okay. So these are the all concepts that comes under this heat. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me. So almost all the exercise part questions I have solved it and I have sent it to you, and I hope you have completed your notes and read well for your exams. The last most concept of this lesson is which type of a clothes we should wear in the seasons. Okay, there are main seasons: summer, winter, and rainy season. So in the summer season, we should prefer a light color dresses, and in winter we prefer a dark color dresses. So why? Because in the summer season, the more heat will be emitted by the sun, and that will be absorbed by the darker dress, means darker clothes, and it will create a hotness to a man. So we should wear a white color dresses. So wearing a white color dresses, what will make? So the more amount of the heat whatever absorbed by the white color dresses, that will reflect to the environment, and it will reduces the heatness in the human beings. So that wise in the summer season you should prefer the white color dresses. So in winter season, as I told, darker color dresses will absorb the more heat, and during this colder season it will help to keep the one man in a hot conditions. So in the winter season we should prefer a dark color dresses. So this is what the last concept of this lesson. Okay, I hope I covered all the concepts that there in your heat lesson. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. I am repeating you. If you have doubts, you can ask me. I will clarify you. Okay, in the next class I will continue with the next chapter. Okay, thank you.